One thing I know to be true, life will always test you. And it's not what you do in front of people that will matter most. Your character is developed when no one is looking and you are doing the right thing just because that is who you are and who you aspire to be. Integrity, discipline, honesty will carry you a long way. Don't let nobody fool you or take that as a sense of weakness or mistake. I'm telling you what I know to be true. This article here is a testament to that. A fraud trial juror reports getting a bag of $120,000, y'all, and promise of more if she'll acquit. Can you imagine that? You are a juror on a trial, a real important trial, and somebody comes to your home and drops off $120,000, cash money now, and say, if you acquit, we got more where that came from. So as the case was, a juror was dismissed from a multi-million-dollar fraud trial on Monday after reporting that a woman dropped a bag of $120,000 cash at her home over the weekend. This is information I'm receiving from abcnews.com. In Minneapolis, a juror was dismissed Monday after reporting that a woman dropped a bag of $120,000 in cash at her home and offered her more money, if she would vote to acquit 7 people charged with stealing more than, listen, $40 million from a program meant to feed children during the pandemic. So they done stole $40 million, and you come and dropping off $120,000 at my house. You can't drop nothing off at my house, but still, come on now. This is completely beyond the pale, Assistant U.S. Attorney Joseph Thompson said in court on Monday. This is outrageous behavior. This is stuff that happens in mob movies. You got that right, but I think the mob gave up more money than that. And when you dealing with $40 million and you stealing food from the children, nah, take y'all bus to jail. These 7 are the first of 70 defendants expected to go to trial in a conspiracy that cost taxpayers $250 million. We need our money back. 18 others have pled guilty, and authorities said they recovered about $50 million in one of the nation's largest pandemic-related fraud cases. So they recovered 50, but was on trial for stealing more than 40? Y'all do the math. I ain't adding up, but okay, I'm just reading it. Don't come for me. Prosecutors say just a fraction of the money went to feed low-income kids, while the rest was spent on luxury cars, jewelry, travel, and property. So I guess damn the kids if they hungry. Figure it out. Peanut butter and jelly and hot dogs and beans, but the rest coming to me. That's a shame. There's a lot of people out here scamming. Y'all know those people with them PPP loans. Don't get so comfortable because they coming for y'all. During a trial that began in April, defense attorneys questioned the quality of the FBI's investigation and suggested that this might be more of a case of record-keeping problems. Yeah, right. Than fraud, as these defendants sought to keep up with rapidly changing rules for the food aid program. These 7 initial defendants were affiliated with a restaurant that participated in the food aid program. Those still awaiting trial include Feeding Our Future's founder Amy Bach, who has pled not guilty and denied any wrongdoing. The 23-year-old juror said she immediately turned over the bag of cash to police. She said a woman left it with her father-in-law Sunday with a message that she'd get another bag of cash if she voted to acquit, according to a report in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Defense attorney Andrew Burrell told the judge that the bag of cash is a troubling and upsetting accusation. It really is. I would have been scared as heck somebody dropping off that kind of money. I'd have ran to the police station. So no up front. I tell. I ain't going to jail for nobody. Before allowing the trial to continue with more closing arguments on Monday, U.S. District Attorney Judge Nancy Brazel questioned the remaining 17 jurors and alternates, and none reported any unauthorized contact. Brazel decided to sequester the jury for the rest of the proceedings as a precaution. Yeah, keep them locked up until this over with. I don't do it lightly, Brazel said, but I want to ensure a fair trial. She didn't decide immediately whether to detain the defendants, but she did order an FBI agent to confiscate the defendants' phones. The aid money came from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and was administered by the State Department of Education. Nonprofits and other partners under the program were supposed to serve meals to kids. Certain things used to be, off limits. Kids, women, all that's out the door. Again, integrity and ethics, honesty, discipline, good nature, character will take you a long way. Don't let nobody tell you different. It's hard to do that sometimes in this world, but I caution you during those hard times, hold on to your strength and your faith and what you know to be true. Good times will come. Stick to the brighter, lighter, honest side of life. Two of the groups involved, Feeding Our Futures and Partners in Nutrition, were small nonprofits before the pandemic, but in 2021, they dispersed around $200 million each. Prosecutors alleged they produced invoices for meals that were never served, ran shell companies, laundered money, indulged in passport fraud, and accepted kickbacks. The pandemic just brought out the worst in a lot of people. A lot of people took advantage of our most fragile and scary time. That goes to show the nature of people. Lock their butts up. Of course, innocent until proven guilty. I stand by that. Let everybody have their just due and present the information. But if you are out here and if you've done something wrong, then, it is what it is. That's why I speak out and I say self-advocate for yourself. I allowed a lot of bad things to happen to me and nobody was accountable. You will be accountable. You come for me. I am no longer playing because I am an ethical person. I do right and I expect right. And everybody should have the same mindset. Do good, expect good. And when someone does you wrong, hold them accountable. That's the only way to try to keep the game safe, because when there is no accountability, ain't no telling what's going to happen. I'm your girl, Boost Broswell, telling the truth about life, trying to help you and encourage you to live it right. Can you imagine getting $120,000 and you ain't got no money? That'd be a hard one, but it'd be harder going to jail. Them people was greedy. They know they could have left they really wanted to get their attention. They should have left $1 million. But anyway, I'm just saying. Subscribe on your way out. I hope you're having a great day or night, wherever you are in this world. Just make sure you're all right.
Tonight, something a prosecutor called the stuff that happens in mob movies, as a Minneapolis jury heads into deliberations without two jurors, after someone allegedly tried to bribe one and a second juror was asked about it by her family. Photos from a search warrant filed by the FBI showing a big bag decorated with butterflies on the outside and $120,000 cash on the inside. According to the warrant, a woman showed up at the doorstep of Juror 52 on Sunday night with a bag, handing it to the juror's relative, saying it was a present for the juror, referencing her first name. The woman told the relative to tell Juror 52 to say not guilty tomorrow, and there would be more of that present. Juror 52 immediately called 911 to report the incident, police finding $100, $50, and $20 bills.
Does this come off as a blatant attempt to tamper with the jury?
When we have someone interfering with the jury process, that is supposed to be sacrosanct. That is supposed to be something that is not touched throughout the trial. And this is really an interference into that.
In court, the defense attorney telling the judge the bag of cash is a, quote, troubling and upsetting accusation. A wild development after the 7-week-long trial over the alleged theft of COVID funds, the first of a chain of expected trials, and now a possible new crime under investigation.
Maura is joining us now. Wait a second, Maura, go back. Jurors are supposed to be anonymous. How would somebody even know who they are and much less where they lived?
That's the really concerning part, Hallie, because only the legal teams and the defendants in the case had access to that information, to the names and addresses specifically. And so that's why the judge ordered, first of all, the judge took all of the defendants' phones and confiscated them. The judge also ordered that all 7 of them are taken into custody until the verdict. Those 2 jurors have been replaced by alternates that had been privy to the entire trial, and so they're beginning their deliberations. But now the judge has also sequestered the jury as well, Hallie.